Hi folks, I wanted to go over week 14, yes that's right, week 14 of our course and talk to you about the upcoming work. You'll notice that we are slowing down the reading and focusing on these last few weeks on our final inquiry project presentations. I do have some final reading on 5-paragraph essay that I want to introduce to you. But that will not be happening this coming week, and you'll know when it happens because it will be available to you in the weekly folder. So just as an overview for this week, we're going to be refocusing on our teaching philosophy. That'll be the biggest, I guess, shift, just starting to get you thinking about starting some process work, shifting from that writing autobiography to your philosophy of teaching writing. So to review the folders for this week, as always, you've got the learning outcomes for the course connected to the weekly module objectives and outcomes. So we're going to be looking at Inquiry Projects 5 and 6 and responding. So that's your only G+ responding that you'll be doing this week is to those Inquiry Project presentations. Our major work is sharing on the Google Drive folder your initial draft of the teaching philosophy. The instructions for that philosophy are found here, and I just talk you through reviewing the assignment, tips for drafting, a talk from me where I point to some of the examples, a submission of the draft, how you're going to do that with the link to the Google Drive folder itself. This is where you can start a new document and or upload a document. Also, you'll find this week the continuation of the video workshop from last week. This is not new. This is the same material. You're just allowed 2 weeks to work through this and use it. We do expect this workshop to help you as you're completing your final writing assignment design, so it may speak to your revision strategies that you're thinking of for this piece. It may speak to your philosophy and something you want to include in that. So lots of different things. It may even speak to your inquiry project in some way for some of you. So that's a repeat. Process work. I have a very loose due date. Actually, let me back up to the teaching philosophy. You do have a due date that the draft is due into that Google Drive folder by Sunday, April 17th. I am not going to dictate how and when you respond to each other, but you will get credit for both posting your draft and responding. So that's going to need to be worked out in a timely manner amongst the entire group or partners that you work with for the writing group. And I do have some suggestions on how you respond, but I'm not going to dictate when. I trust you all to figure that out and what makes sense for you. Just some process work. It is time to start putting the portfolio together, and we have some instructions for that, the daybook pages, as well as a reminder to provide some feedback on whether daybook pages make sense for your portfolio and if you have other suggestions. So be sure if you have it to give ideas. Say, hey, I don't want to take a picture of my daybook page. I want to do this to represent my informal weekly writing kind of stuff. I don't know what that might be, but I'm certainly open to hearing that and to those suggestions. So this is if you're sticking with the daybook idea, or if you're wanting to somehow otherwise represent your weekly writing and participation. If you can start to get some content on that particular page, then you'll be sitting pretty by the end of this week. Presentations 7 and 8 are also due this coming Sunday the 17th, and that will finish out our presentations, which have been really awesome. On the horizon, we are continuing the responding to the final inquiry projects. We've got our final writing assignment, design, revise, and reflect due April 24th. I have instructions here. The main thing you're going to find that you're going to pretty much be submitting the exact same thing you just did for the assign assess phase, but you're going to more thoroughly go into the revisions, the changes you know you would make, the tweaks you would do for this assignment. This could be everything from a complete overall to just some tweaks to the assessment or tweaks to how the writing groups work or the collaboration elements work, and then any revisions, say for instance if maybe you've gotten feedback from me that says, hey, you're trying to cover too many standards and it's just not realistic, then I would expect to see those revision changes made in this final submission. So this is discussing that. Please remember that if you're having trouble uploading and formatting this piece, use your portfolio site. It's much easier sometimes for some of you to use that space. So there's instructions on how you and why you might do that at the bottom there. Final inquiry project multimodal write-up is due May 1st. Philosophy and final portfolio are the final exam date, May 4th. We're getting there, guys. Your list is getting shorter. While it may feel like you're still drowning, on my end, I see you guys doing great work, thinking hard, which is really what this class is all about. I know that I have not done one thing that I said I would do after the midterm reflection, which is kind of give some big picture, tying it all together commentary, and I'm working on that, on the best way to deliver that to you all, but I just wanted to make note that that is still on the back of my brain, and I do still plan to provide something for you that maybe would help with this final philosophy and whatnot. So look through everything, let me know if you have any questions, and keep up the good work. Thanks.